This video is brought to you by Jab.se, the lead supplier of MMA gear in Scandinavia. BetSafe.com, Europe's only online betting site for MMA.
Is that the first chance you had to meet another Urijah? Or?
I met him not too long ago, but yeah. Growing up, I was asking him about it too. He's like, I thought I was the only one. Me too.
Now you guys are on this card together,
This
right?
is a monumental card for that reason alone. The Urijahs, two Urijahs on the same card. It's pretty impressive.
That's awesome. There's a lot's been made about the friendship that you have with Scott. Can you talk about how far back that goes? I mean, where did that really start? And is it a true friendship, or is it just you guys kind of know each other through acquaintances and management and that sort of thing?
No, it's a real friendship. I mean, it goes back 11 years almost now. So, that's a long time. But it's always been a competitive friendship. We were at different schools in college. He was at Boise State, and I was at UC Davis. And actually, one of his teammates, coaches, and mutual friend was my big-time rival in college, Jesse Brock. So, it's one of those things where I know his family, he knows my family, but this is our job, and we beat each other up. My friends, Team Alpha Male guys, we beat each other up every day, and this is an opportunity to make some cash and put on a show and go down in history, and this will be something we can always look back on and have bragging rights. I can have bragging rights at least.
What's that? Do you think that mentality comes from your wrestling days? I mean, we always hear wrestlers, guys that, hey, we had to grind, we had to compete against each other, whereas there's a lot of people in the sport who are like, I don't want to fight my friend, I don't want to do that.
I think it somewhat has to do with the wrestling background. A lot of my best friends in this sport. I mean, Danny Castillo was the guy that I wrestled against in high school. A lot of my best friends.
Still owe you one, dude.
He does still owe me one. I don't want to rub it in about the whole story of the thing, but we it's one of those things where it also takes just somebody that's got their head on straight. Like, we both can check our egos at the door, understand that this is business, and know that we're both going to be okay. Like, I don't think he has the capability of killing me, and I don't think I have the ability to kill him. We're too well prepared for that kind of thing. But it's going to be a great fight. I feel like having friends in there competing kind of lets some of the tension off. I mean, I feel like I can really let loose in there, and I think he probably feels the same way.
Is it harder for you to mentally prepare for a friend versus, for example, a Dominic Cruz, where you literally don't like?
I'd fight Dominic Cruz every day if they let me. Scott, I wouldn't really want to do that. So I guess you could say that's one thing. But you have to separate all that. You have to prepare for every fight like it's a championship fight, and I've always done that. This is very serious to me. This is something I love. It's something I enjoy to do, and I'm gonna go out there and win.
Do we make too much of knowing each other's styles? Like when two coaches who know each other or coach together go up against each other, do you have to throw in new wrinkles? Are you putting trick plays in the arsenal?
We haven't trained together in a very long time, and it's been hit and miss when we did over the last 10 years. But there is a little bit to be said about that. Like, if I were to fight a guy like Chad Mendez, I know I'd be screwed, mentally, because I train with the guy every day, and I know what his strengths are, and I know he could take me down at will, most likely. So if I were to fight Chad, I'd be like, crap. If I didn't know Chad every day in the gym, then I would not have that mental block going. I feel like I'd probably game plan different. But either way, I'd be trying to win, wholeheartedly and believing in myself and stuff. But it's one of those things where this is a fight. It's so much different than practice, and people talk about practice, and that's the one thing I've known about Scotty for a long time is he's a gamer. And a gamer, I mean somebody that performs better in a live action than he does in the gym. So I feel like I'm kind of the same way. It's going to be who the best man's going to win.
How far does that professionalism stretch? You said if you were to fight Chad Mendes, would you fight any of the other alpha male guys ever?
I don't think so. No, I mean, it's one thing. That's why I have to take fights like this, is to save my ace card and say I'm not going to fight, like my brothers. These guys are my brothers. A lot of these guys, like a TJ Dillashaw, Chad Mendez, these guys I recruited when I was in coach at UC Davis, and they were in high school, and then followed them through their careers and then recruited them onto my team. So it's a whole different scenario. I mean, Danny and I were buddies in the freshman year in high school. So
How's it feel to be back at the scene of the best day in a video blog ever?
Wait, what did you do? Oh yeah. Okay, yeah. Feels good. You know? I'm about to go get some sun right now. If you guys want to follow me out there, I don't know if I can guarantee I'll be looking at myself. I don't look as good as usual because I'm starving, but I might be in there taking a peek. That was a good ball.
What are you?
He did exaggerate that, by the way. Notice how it cut in splices over like 40 minutes. I just glanced in the window. But, you know, Dana needs to entertain himself. He doesn't have much to do these days.
Yeah. In your mind, what are you fighting for on Saturday? Does it get you closer to that title, or is it just one of those fights where you almost kind of did the promotion a favor, filling in for a main event? I mean, what's the motivation coming from, particularly in this one?
The motivation for all my fights is that I love this sport. I mean, this is what I do. If I wasn't in love with this sport, I wouldn't be doing it. That's the kind of person I am. And this is an opportunity to go out and perform and have fun, do these guys a favor. I owe a lot to the UFC and Zuffa for all the opportunities that they've given me. And when they asked me to step up, you know, I'm a team player. So, you know, even in this scenario, it's one of those things where I feel lucky to be where I'm at, just loving life and gonna go scrap. That's what I do, and then chill afterwards.
What kind of impact has Dwayne Ludwig had on Team Alpha Male?
Man, Dwayne's influence has been amazing. We already have a great system on our team, but we need somebody whose sole focus is to make sure that we're like thought out and calculated in practices, breaking down opponents for us, seeing little things that we need to work on, orchestrating the rest of the great coaching staff that we have, like Fabio Prado, Dustin Ekbari, Master Tong, Joe Guevara, Justin Buckles, you know, Lance and Chad and all the guys that help out on the, you know, on the team side as well. And you know, Dwayne being a guy who's fought hundreds of times in kickboxing, MMA, just about every type of competition at the highest level, you just know that you can trust what he says. He doesn't have an ego. He understands about the importance of input from other people, and that's what it is at our place.
I know it's a fight, and you know you're going to go in and compete against a friend and all. But is there any difference, like if you had him like knocked out, is there a hesitancy to deliver that last, you know, knockout finishing shot, or is there any thought process like that goes into it?
Yeah, I probably wouldn't want to take a little cheap shot at Scott by any means. I hope he'd have the same respect, but I don't do any cheap shots like that anyways. So,
right. But I mean, in the heat of a battle, you never know. Like,
for those who haven't fought, you don't really think much in a fight. It's very instinctual. That's why we practice so much. Every day we practice so hard, and you know, it's so you put it all out there and you don't have to think, you just react.
This video is brought to you by Jab.se, the lead supplier of MMA gear in Scandinavia. BetSafe.com, Europe's only online betting site for MMA.